Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Elizibar. We are going to do Reads of the Week now. It's a time of the week in which we talk about the books that we read this week, which includes all the ones you see here, plus got another handful. So let me just kind of sort through some of this stuff real quick, i.e., I'm going to take this stuff back up like this. And I was trying to think, was there anything here I would actually count as bad? And I got one. It's a weird case because I actually liked the book. But if you look at it, if you go into this thinking, all right, this is a book about Mantis, you're going to be sorely disappointed because Mantis is in like 2 panels of this entire book, and everything else is the Avengers that you see on the cover here trying to fight this lion god dude from Africa. And he looks awesome, by the way. I did a whole video on this thing, but he looks dope. And this book is a lot of fun because of it. But for its stated purpose of Mantis, let me hope I don't accidentally flip past Mantis's part. There she is. That's it. That's her whole appearance in the book. That's it. So for that purpose, we're going to put this here in the it doesn't reach the threshold of okay. Like I like the book, but it's not the book that they advertised, and that needs to be known. It's still a great book for $1. There's some great god combat in there, and it was a ton of fun. But it's not a Mantis book. I don't know why they called it that. This can't be the only book that they've ever published that has Mantis in it. Next up, we're gonna make it to the threshold of okay, and we're gonna slap down some Valiant stuff here. I got this out of the 50-cent bin. I think my big problem with all these Valiant books is I never really know what's going on in them because I'm reading them out of order, and there's just big gaps. This has some cool stuff in it. Like, look at this little montage over here. Definitely dope. This dude lays out, some tarot cards here. There's some cool things in this, but I just don't know what's going on there. Same thing with this Eternal Warrior book. We open up with this absolutely harrowing, uh, like words that get you demonetized on YouTube if you say them stuff. But then it just turns into. Let me flip to it. The Eternal Warrior just killing some dudes. Like it's so weird, and I don't understand what's going on in there. However, this is a serial number contest, winning numbers posted inside. So, if you've been waiting 30 years to see if you won or not, pick up one of these. And the other one is also a book I got out of the 50-cent bin, Scimitar. So there's something about the way this guy draws faces that I don't like. I'm going to try to find you one of the ones that kind of does it for me. Or, not, I said that wrong. That kind of illustrates it. And I think it's like the lips. I think that's all it is the lips look wrong. They're a little too thick. Either that or all the women in this book put on way, way too much lipstick. And that's it. Otherwise, this is kind of a fun book. It's not great, but there's a little bit of action. There's a little bit of intrigue. There's some neat stuff going on in there. I also just have no idea who the character is. So it's got that going against it. And aside from that, let's see. We got we're getting up there. I guess probably the Super Scroll book is next. There's some good combat in it, but like it's not great. It's just fun. It's simple, like Thor beating somebody up fun. And if that's what you want in a comic book, you can't go wrong. This is just $1. And it was a ton of fun to read. It was. Um okay, I think next I got to put down Read Only Memories. We're getting pretty high up here on this is in the okay region of these scores. This was pretty good. It's a standard like noir detective setup, except it's transposed into the future where you have AIs and robots can think for themselves and stuff. Despite my misgivings about who the author was, turned out it was actually a pretty fun book. I did a review on that. You should go check her out. And I think kind of tied with it is this issue of Vampirella, when Christopher Priest is actually just like, you know what, we're gonna advance some crazy plot stuff. It gets kind of cool, despite this art style that half the time I don't like it. Also, it has this incredibly dope acetate cover. Dope. So that's my okay stack, and these two are pretty high up there in the okay stack, which just kind of leaves us with stuff that's above okay. So let's get this stack out of the way, and let's get here to the threshold of awesome. And this is some kind of rarefied air. This, I think, just barely crosses it. It was funny. I laughed through the whole book. The art's cute and quirky. It's just a blast. Please be 18 or older to read it. But it's a hoot. And similarly, this, not that this is like a great comic, but I just can't get over the fact that Moondragon in here is calling herself Madam McEvil. There's that, and you know what? The actual fighting stuff between Namor and Iron Man is pretty fun too. It's well illustrated. It's fun. It doesn't waste a single panel anywhere. There's always something cool going on. So we'll just kind of have those sit there, frame the bottom of the awesome stack. This issue of Flash they've reprinted here in this dollar comic, also pretty good. This is a great story arc. If you've never read this run, you absolutely need to. Who wrote this? I don't remember who wrote this run of Flash. Jeff Johns. No wonder it's great. It's absolutely great. Flash falls into like an alternate world where the Flash doesn't exist, and he doesn't really have his powers, and it's pretty dope. It's pretty dope seeing what happens there, how he gets out of it. I forget how many issues this initial story goes. It might just be a two-parter. Because, you know, eventually the Flash has to escape from the terrifying parallel reality he finds himself trapped within, right? You know, despite the fact that he's in prison. Because he's crazy. You know, cops throw crazy people in prison in that universe. Wow. This is some really rarefied air. Feast or Famine, I got this in the mail. Reread it. It's still just as good as it was before. This issue, it reads better as a graphic novel. I don't think I said that when I was talking about getting it in the mail. But the coloring in this isn't as intense as the coloring in the newsprint for some reason. Don't really understand why. And here we go. Number 4 for the week, Once and Future. Absolute dopeness. I don't know what I can show without spoiling too much, but like I love the way it looks. It reads fast. Kieran Gillen is doing a pretty good job with that book. You should check it out if you haven't gotten on the train already. It's not too late. It is not too late. Doomsday Clock. It took too long to get here, is my main complaint about it. Otherwise, I kind of get it. I get what was going on here. I get the point of it. Check out my full review for more. Can I open it up to something really cool looking, like super angry Superman punching someone? Because that's always a good panel. Oh, well, you know, forget Superman. Got the comedian. Got Mime and Marionette. Look at him. Got Batman. Got Rorschach. Come on. Got the frickin' thingamajig. Ugh. It's dope. But as much as like I liked it, it really does not hold a candle to Batman Last Night on Earth. Now, the first 2 issues of this, I don't think were nearly as good as this one. This one, when it started tying everything together, started revealing like what the conflict is actually about, who the people in the conflict had become in the intervening time, while the Batman we're following was not hanging around with them. Whoo! It's intense. It's intense stuff. The payoffs are absolutely worth it. The art's good. There's not really a misstep in this issue. The Joker never once strikes at an inopportune time. Jim Gordon, he's portrayed in an interesting way. You know, he's definitely been through some stuff. Everybody's been through some stuff in that setting. That's what makes it so good. And then number 1 for the week, if you didn't see this one coming, I don't know what to tell you. Just everything about this, from the art to the writing, is just spectacular. Let me just, like, he portrays emotion. He captures it so well on people's faces. There's really only 1, maybe 2 other artists in the world that I think do that so well. One of them is Luigi Teruel. Let me kind of get over here to some Two-Face action, show you a little something other than Harley. Oh, how about some Killer Croc in your life? Isn't that just horrifying? It's awesome. Everything about this is great. Book of the week, book of the month, mini series of the year. I don't think that's an overstatement. I think that is an accurate reflection of this book. Doomsday Clock should have been like the miniseries of the year last year, but it decided to abrogate that, and it took way too long to come out, which kind of really hurt my interest in it because I feel like Doomsday Clock, which is hiding over here, should have been the book, and it wasn't. It took too long, and this last issue just didn't live up to it. It's still technically a really great piece of work. I know a lot of people out there will probably disagree with me about its merits, but this is my Reads of the Week, not yours. Anyway, you all have a great day, great night, great whatever you got going on. I sure hope to see you again next time. Until then, bye-bye.